Sandy Reese, Chief Encouragement Officer here at Get Fully Funded, where we help small nonprofits learn to raise the money they need to fully fund their operations. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button so that every time we release these videos with these great fundraising tips, you're among the first to find out. Today I want to talk about your donor's experience. It used to be years ago that you could just ask people for money, they would give, you use the money for your programs, and off you went. And it doesn't really work that way anymore. We have to really pay attention to donors now. You see, donors are incredibly savvy. Donors are paying attention to a lot of things, and it's really forcing us as fundraisers to pay attention to the donor journey. You're going to be hearing a lot about this from me over the next year or so, because I believe that the organizations that are paying attention to the donor's experience and being ready to deliver the next great thing are the organizations that are going to succeed. So what is the donor journey? It's the experience that a donor has from the first time they interact with your organization until they decide they don't want to give anymore, or they pass away, or they move away, or something. So it's not just you ask the donor for money, they give, you thank them, you're done, you move on. But I want you to really think about this. I want you to think about, after the donor gives, what happens next? What do you have planned for them next? Do you send them a new donor welcome kit to get them started on the right foot so that you can give them a little bit of information, help them understand what to expect, who they can reach out to, or do you do nothing? After that, what happens? Does somebody call them to follow up? Are you asking for their opinions? Are you inviting them for a tour? Or are you just dumping them into your list so that now they start getting your newsletters whenever you get those sent out? You see, it's really important to think about this from the donor's point of view. Think about every experience that your donor has and how that experience is going to make them feel. Because that experience and that interaction with your organization is either deepening that relationship or it's tearing it down. And you don't want the tearing down. You want everything you do to deepen the relationship. Now, that means you also have to think about if your donor is interacting as a volunteer, if they're attending your events, if they're shopping at your thrift store, or whatever that is. I'll give you a quick example. There's an organization locally that I have been giving to for a while, and I really would love to get more involved with them. And I've hinted to their founder and I've hinted to their board chair that I would like to be more involved, and nothing happens. One of the worst things that happened to me is I gave them some items for an online auction that they were having, and they loaded the online auction up, and only about half of the stuff I gave them showed up. And as you can imagine, I was really frustrated by that, because I thought, okay, if they didn't want that stuff, which I was really sure they would, it was stuff that I knew would sell in their auction, I didn't understand why they didn't just say thanks but no thanks. Well, it turns out, I finally found out that they decided that they would sit on part of it for their spring auction. So this happened in the fall. They decided they would sit on it for the spring, but nobody told me. So it was really easy for me to get frustrated as a donor. This is the kind of little thing you have to think about when you're doing things like that so that your donor doesn't get frustrated. A frustrated donor is out of here. They're going to leave. They're not going to give again. They're not going to support your organization. So I want you to really start thinking about everything you do in terms of a donor journey. How are you moving your donor along? How are you showing them your gratitude? How are you involving them as a member of the team? How are you making everything interesting and relevant to them so that they feel good? Because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. When donors feel good, they're going to keep giving, and that's going to make your life easier. You can get more tips just like this on our blog. You can head over there to getfullyfunded.com/blog and sign up to get our weekly articles delivered fresh to your inbox every Tuesday. Or subscribe here on our YouTube channel at getfullyfundedtv.com, because we release a new video just about every week here. All right, that's it for today. I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.